Welcome back, everyone, to episode 87 of the Three Dudes podcast. If it's 23 minutes, you've been warned. But here we are. We got 3 pages of notes, and we're going to talk about the 3 pages of notes. And this week, episode 87, we're going to be talking about pet peeves. Why is that funny? Why is that funny, Liam?
Some people have different pet peeves.
Yeah.
It's and I would love to hear what your guys' are.
Yeah, I'd love to hear what your guys are, too. What are your thoughts on general of pet peeves? You think they're warranted?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, feelings are always validated. Everyone has pet peeves, things that drive them nuts.
That's true. You're allowed to feel why you feel.
Of course. Sometimes it's something that you have no control over, and sometimes it's a pet peeve because you have absolute control over it. And that's where the peeve comes from, I believe. Because
where does the pet come from then?
How much you nurture that feeling, you know.
Oh.
That's where the peeve comes
deep.
from. Yeah. Because you're in a pet peeve, if you think about the pet aspect of it, you're raising and you're nurturing that thing, and that's the thing that peeves you off. And so whether or not how much weight you give it is how much it's actually going to peeve you.
That totally makes sense.
Yeah. It makes sense if you were to explain something to the point of I've got to get through this explanation. Kind of like on Billy Madison when they ask him about business ethics, and then he goes on a tangent explaining business ethics in no way, shape, or form that makes any sense. You guys seen that?
Is that the movie? Isn't that where the guy goes, at no point in your rambling,
yes,
is anyone ever better off for listening to that? And
Nathan, pull up that quote. The
that is
business
super funny.
ethics quote on Billy Madison. At no point in your rambling did you make any coherent sense. Everyone is now better off, or everyone is worse off. I can't remember.
For listening to you.
Yeah. That's what I thought there on Pet Peeve. You did sell it pretty well, though.
I think that's the biggest point. I mean, selling is, you got to be able to sell something to people that want to buy it. And selling is being good enough to get the people that don't want to buy it to buy it.
Yeah. Nathan, what do you got?
What you've just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things that I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response where you're even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having to listen to it.
I think that a lot about what you say, Liam. Sometimes, I'm going to be honest.
That's fair.
And it might be recency bias.
It could be.
Yeah.
I think we have a lot of that kind of floating around here tonight.
Yeah, and that's all right.
It's not all right. And you know what? And I'm sorry. It's not all right.
I think about one of the all-time great movies and probably goes down in history.
Rudolph.
No. Semi-Pro.
Mm-hmm.
There's a quote in there, and it's called, I got a ring. It says friendship. ELE, we got one rule.
Yeah, everybody love everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if I could get on board with that.
Maybe
You're
not
gonna have
tonight.
to.
Maybe not by the end of this week. We don't know. But
No, I'll be fine by tomorrow. But today I have the right.
absolutely.
You guys have any pet peeves? And I like kind of the niche ones, you know? Like specific ones.
Yeah, I don't really know. I'm a pretty laid back person. I try not to let things bother me, especially stuff that I don't have any control over. So I'm a big it is what it is kind of guy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to think of something, but
I got one where whenever I'm turning at a light and I'm in the turning lane and the person in front of me isn't halfway
Pull into the lane.
through the
Or the
intersection. Yeah, so you could go right away, but we're backed up. So now I'm about to lose another 5 seconds from this turn just because you're not ready to turn.
right, or you might miss the light.
I might even lose the whole turn itself.
Yeah, and I'm sitting right behind you, and I'm looking at you through your rearview mirror, and I'm wondering how idiotic you are for wondering why you're not.
I was in a similar situation yesterday coming back from Bismarck where I was about an inch fingers worth away from hitting the back of this person's car intentionally, because we are at what I like to call a T stop, where traffic's going left and right, and then you drive up to the T. You're the stem of the T, and you can turn right. There's only a left turn and a right turn. You can't go straight. So there's 2 lanes: left turn lane, right turn lane, and I'm in the right turn lane. And there are not cars for 5 football fields coming from the left, and the person in the right turning lane in front of me is not going anywhere. They're not turning right. And I'm really starting to get perplexed. So I give it a couple seconds. I'm like, maybe they just got there. Maybe somehow my eyes were closed longer and I didn't see them there. And it was 10 seconds, still no cars. And I finally gave like one little beep, just you kind of tap the horn a little bit, like a polite honk.
Yeah.
You're not laying on it. And the guy just waved his hand in the air, stayed put.
No way.
Wow.
Like, what do you mean? You can't just, yep, I got you, but I'm not going anywhere.
I guess, yeah, stupid drivers might be a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
Today had no effect on me whatsoever, but I did say something about it. And my old lady was like laughing at me. I'm like, what's so funny? And she goes, it didn't affect you whatsoever, but you like got real pissed off about it. And it was
Bad driver.
Yeah, on 16th Street, this dude had a left turn arrow. It was green, so like he obviously has the right of way, and he's just sitting there. And like I was going straight; it wasn't even the left turn lane. I'm like,
so
why
you couldn't even
like,
go straight, anyways. Oh, he was next to you.
Yeah, he was next to me, and I was like, this idiot right now, like, what are you doing? Like, take the left turn. She goes, it doesn't even matter to you.
You feel bad for the people behind him, though.
Yeah, kind of.
The same with those T stops that drives me crazy is when you pull up to that T and you're the stem and there's the left right turn. I can if I'm turning right, I have to be able to look left to turn right.
Yeah.
And the person in the left lane pulls in front of me so I can't
like
see.
way over the stop line.
Yeah. So I have no idea. So now I have to either go into the lane to be able to see if anyone's coming or
and put
wait
yourself
for
at
him.
risk.
Yeah. And then wait for him to turn. Well, if there's people coming from the right, he's not turning for another 2 minutes.
Right.
I could have been done with this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then you're like, I guess I'm gonna see if I die right now.
Right.
And then you just try to turn.
You gotta
worth the
gamble.
risk.
Yeah. Bad drivers are.
That's got to be up there.
I don't know what I have a list of like most common pet peeves. I don't know if they're ranked in any order. But poor driving etiquette is number 5 on there. Not using turn signals, cutting people off in traffic, or driving too slowly. Driving too slowly is one of my biggest pet peeves.
Right.
So last night I came back I was in Richardson, North Dakota, which don't know if you've ever been there. You guys know where that's at? It's on the way to Dickinson. It's about 25 minutes before Dickinson. Cool fun fact, they have what's called the Assumption Abbey. It is a massive church. Huge. Nathan, pull up a
Like
picture.
a cathedral type deal?
Assumption Abbey. Yeah, it's a St. Mary's church or whatever. That's actually where I was at. I was filming a marital retreat.
Marital retreat?
Yeah.
Like,
so it's called Corazon.
like the movie with Vince Vaughn?
That's a great movie.
I don't know if I've seen it.
That's
It's called
Couples Retreat.
Oh.
Couples Retreat. I was going to say Marital Retreat. I've never heard of that movie. But yeah, it's, couples, if you're struggling in your marriage and you go and there's a bunch of speakers and they do exercises.
Oh, man.
Okay, now do one where it's not zoomed into the front door. Full building.
Is that a pet peeve?
Hey, you want to see how big it is? Look at this half of it.
Look at how big the front door
Look at
is.
this
Now
little
scale
sliver.
it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's massive.
And that's in Richardson, huh?
Richardson. Population of 669 people. Googled that because I was like, is there a gas station there? I almost ran out of gas on the way there. I had, leaving Bismarck to Richardson, it was about 76 miles, maybe, give or take. And I had 158 miles on my little gas gauge that said, this is how much you got left. Over half a tank. Apparently, I must have been driving into a straight headwind because I was losing 4 miles a minute. Like, I'm a little nervous. And I left right on time so I could get there right on time. So I didn't leave myself any wiggle room to get gas or anything. So I'm just slowly watching my gas gauge go down and down and down. I got there with about 30 miles left. And they did have a gas station. But about Glen Olin, I'm really throwing out some small North Dakota names for you guys. I'm in Glen Olin, I'm like, where is the nearest gas station? And Richardson had one.
Speaking of small North Dakota, I was in Pick City today.
Pick City.
Yeah. Awesome.
Is that south of us?
Yeah, it's right. It's like directly across the lake from Garrison.
A lot of miners there.
A lot of fishermen, a lot of fish hatchery guys.
Let's do an episode on fish hatcheries. What is Pick City named after? Is it from I picture like a mining pickaxe?
I looked it up and I'm pretty sure it's a dude. It's a dude's last name from like the 1800s who who had something to do with the army, I think.
That's boring.
Yeah.
Unless he was like a murderer, a bomber.
He probably killed a lot of natives. I mean, back then, that's what they did.
I suppose. What do you got, Nathan?
Oh,
His
yeah,
name was
kind of.
Lewis A. Pick.
Did he have any cool traits or skills? computer hacking skills.
He
not
could
tech
solve
skills.
Rubik's Cube in under 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Director of the Missouri River Office of the United States Army Corps of Engineers.
Cool. Give me a longer name would be cool. Missouri
River Office of the Army Corps of Engineer.
Missouri River Office of the Army Corps of Engineers. 7. Yeah, that's a long office. Imagine putting that on the letterhead.
More than that. It's Director of the Missouri River Office of the United States Army
Oh.
Corps of Engineers.
Yeah.
That's
It's like giving your address, like, yeah, you know,
Make this check out too.
1012 5th Street, Northeast, Minot, North Dakota, United States, Galaxy.
United States,
Earth.
Northern Hemisphere, Earth, Solar System, Milky Way Galaxy, local group.
Pick city. That would suck to live in, I feel like.
A cool little town,
It would
actually.
well, how cool can a little town be?
Well, it's like
Pretty cool.
yeah, it's overlooking the lake. Like it's not far from the lake at all, and you get to see all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's the fun part about getting that small town feel too. Like, because I
Mhm.
was in Kenmare today with like Spencer and Carly King, Spencer Farms out near that area, and just like driving down the road, and he sees this couple older people walking into the church, and goes, "Oh, that's their parents, right there." Like, everyone just knows everybody. Like, it's just tight knit.
Yeah. I feel like if that's what you're saying is cool, it's, you know, I don't know if I can get on that ship.
I like it. The small town feel.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I like it.
Yeah. I like grocery stores and
Small town grocery
gas
stores.
stations. No, just having like a couple in a town.
It
Yeah.
is beneficial.
Yeah. Or a movie theater.
What's the farthest you willing to drive to go to a grocery store?
Right now, probably
3 blocks.
6 blocks.
You'll never
Yeah.
move from here.
Yeah, exactly. I would live in a smaller city if there was like a stone's throw. Well, define small. Richardson, 660 people. I don't know if I could do that.
Tolly, North Dakota, 68 people.
No. Tolly?
Yeah, it's up by Mohall.
Yeah. No. Like Richardson's 25 minutes away from Dickinson. I'd say 25 minutes is probably a good.
Surrey, 10 minutes from Minot.
Yeah.
What is
That'd
the
be fine.
population of Surrey?
Can't be much. Few
Few
hundred.
But, you know, Burlington.
Burlington is right
Surrey.
there. It might as well be Minot.
Those are small towns, but even then, that sounds like shit. You know, if you're gonna go small town, you might as well jump into the pool. Don't just dip your toe in the water.
Dude, for some reason, I have such a stigma in my head about Burlington.
Yeah,
Like, it's just
small people.
yeah. Small people, smell
Small
like
mind.
poop, look like poop.
Surrey has 1,300 people there.
1,300.
kidding.
What's Burlington? Do you know? Is it close on that list?
I think it's smaller.
Yeah, Burlington. Like they have the hacienda, so that automatic upgrade.
That's
You're a
huge.
big
know?
fan, huh?
Yeah, huge fan.
I haven't been there in-
Prime rib sucks
100
a
less.
fat one. What?
100 less.
100 less. 1,200. Yeah, prime rib there sucks a bag of dicks. Horrible.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, I just had it for my grandma's birthday, and I'm like, oh, prime rib, sick. Everyone else was ordering prime rib. I'm like, must be great.
What was
Came
wrong
out-
with it?
I
Dry?
really, no. It tasted like rubber.
Oh.
Tasted almost like what you'd make out of an easy bake oven. It was cold. I'm like, this is not good.
There we go. Here's another pet peeve. Ordering food and it's wrong or
cold
like bad.
food. Oh my gosh, I have what's
There should be no excuse for cold food.
no, especially when it's supposed to come on a hot plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you got a cold plate on a cold food.
What if you got cold food on a hot plate? Does that even make it worse?
I think that's
They
somehow
put your
what
plate
mine
in the
was.
oven longer than the actual food?
They put your plate in the oven with no food on it.
Yeah.
And they say, heat that plate up, and we're gonna put this cold food right there on that plate.
Slept that thing in the microwave for 30 minutes. The steak? No, just this plate.
Just
My family says or claims what is called the Jason Bennett effect. My father, anytime he goes to a restaurant or fast food, it is a given that his food will be fucked up, 100%. And we think maybe it's putting bad vibe. He's putting bad vibes into the world, so it's returning the favor.
Your dad always does talk about how he's got like some of the worst luck you'd ever see.
Yeah. Well, you go through McDonald's drive-thru and he's like cheeseburger with fries, and somehow he's got
He's get
chicken
cheese fries with
sandwich.
the burger.
And it's like, what's exactly? But yeah, it's inevitable where it's just become a thing where it happens. We're like, yeah, Jason Bennett effect, and we move on. I did the hot plate thing though. I don't know when I started doing this or learned this, but you're supposed to take your steak and put it on something like a hot, warm cutting board or a warm plate to let it cook extra on that thing instead of just slapping it on a plate straight out of your cabinet. You guys do that at all or no?
No.
It's news to me.
Never warm up my plate. Not at home.
Yeah.
Why would you? That just seems like extra steps.
Keep it warm.
It comes out warm. I've just made it.
Yeah,
I'm
but
going to eat it.
It cools down quicker then.
I see what you're saying.
Because
I'm going to eat
they
it.
say steak cooks for a couple minutes after you're supposed to let it rest.
Mm-hmm.
They say let it rest on a warm thing. Yeah.
Where are you reading this at? HelloFresh?
The Journal.
Yeah.
The Huffington Post.
Speaking of just
I don't read many articles.
putting things into existence, like thinking things into existence. Now, since you brought it up, I've been holding this in the pocket for a while. They're saying, have you ever heard about like the fourth dimension? Like right now we live in the third dimension, like the way that everything is and stuff like that.
Heard about,
three
breaking
dimensionalized.
it in movies.
Well, there's
The fourth wall.
they say that there is the fourth dimension, which is what we think and feel. Because there was, it's like a platypus or something like that, or like there's some animal that once it submerges itself in water, it can't see anything. It has no form of echolocation, but it can sense through its brain waves like disturbances if like there's something near or close to it based off of other animals that are near.
I think I could do that pretty well.
You think
I
if
don't
I
know.
threw you in a
Submerge-
pool and then somebody jumped in 10 feet away, you'd be able to know right where they are?
Yeah, but that would be third dimensionalized. That would be a form of sensory. Because you
But like if I jump in a pool, I don't open my eyes because I don't like water in my eyes. So that's one taking away my vision.
But what if it's
Two,
not? It's
my
not in the water,
echolocation.
though?
I don't really know where I'm at. If you were to put me 10 feet under, I wouldn't really know
How deep you were?
where I'm at in space or where I'm at in water. But then if something, and maybe I'm assuming this wrong, but then if something like swam past me like 6 feet away, I feel like I'd be able to know it's there.
We could be, and I never dove into it much deeper than that. But I just saw that, and it was like kind of raised your awareness a little bit. It made you think.
So it's supposed to be able to like know, oh, there's a thing over there 10 feet away.
Yeah.
Floating.
It senses threats just from. It's like the same way that like wasps or hornets and stuff like they decide to sting you because of like it can sense that you're scared and stuff.
Yeah. I think we got honey in us.
Maybe.
Pollen, nectar.
We got a comment from Josh also, by the way, on the bees episode and said, well done, Liam. I think you did the notes on it, yeah?
Yeah, he was proud of
Well
your
done.
notes.
So
He
he said,
really
good
was.
job, well done, Liam.
I appreciate that.
So glad we had a expert for that one. Also, we got a little spin off on the expert calls today. I'm going to throw at you guys, so be ready for that.
Oh.
All right, so we are 2 lines into the notes of 3 pages. Do you guys, okay, so definition of a pet peeve, because some things don't actually fall under a pet peeve that, car crashes. It's like, that's not really a pet peeve. I think
Right,
everybody,
murder.
yeah, everybody is in agreement that that's not ideal. So it is a minor annoyance that is particularly irritating to someone more so than it would be to another person. Often refers to specific behavior, event, or mannerism that provokes annoyance or frustration out of proportion to its significance. So, what are you looking at him for?
Really?
That makes sense. I don't see how you could get behind the car crashes thing because that's just a unanimous worry. for
Yeah, so
people.
that wouldn't be like a pet peeve, but, chewing on ice. Nathan,
There you
what do
go.
got?
Pet peeve number 1.
I got one that fits the description.
Yep.
I cannot myself nor stand when people go barefoot into somebody else's house.
Yeah.
Barefoot?
I can't stand when
Yeah.
people walk in with their shoes on. Jeez.
See, I'm a shoe
socks.
guy.
Socks are fine.
Socks.
Or
are
like if you have
Oh.
clean shoes, that's fine. But like if I were to walk in here to your house barefoot, that's like
Probably
Weird.
because you'd be.
Is that weird for you or
You'd
weird
be
for
grabbing
Easton?
stuff with those monkey feet. You'd be pulling stuff off you'd be picking my
He'd
carpet
be
up.
ripping his
Hanging-
flooring out.
Yeah,
hanging
you'd be
from the
rolling up, you'd be
chandelier.
rolling up my carpet with his toes. And
I'm in
Carrying-
agreement.
you're a fan of
Shoes.
Japanese culture.
Shoes with no socks. Tennis shoes with no socks.
If you wear 'em?
specifically. Yeah.
Who's doing that?
I don't know. I've seen you wear
Different
shoes
people.
with no socks before.
Slim occasions. if I'm in a pinch.
Or you got like, don't you have those really little like no-show socks that like barely even get
don't
up, come
out
up your?
me on the show like that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I do. That's okay. You can out me like that.
It's just
Trust me, I've walked into some interesting situations where I'm like, didn't think I was gonna have to take my shoes off here, and then people are looking at my feet. So I own it. But yeah, I do have some thin socks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or that's where the misconception for Broden be coming from.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's
you just
to
doesn't
show.
think you're wearing socks.
Yeah, maybe. It's
No,
to
I've seen you.
sometimes I slip the old dogs in some unsocked shoes for sure.
Oof.
But
I'm a
that's
big
if, you know,
fan.
I'm going to take the garbage out, or even I've done it a couple times on the podcast where I just rip them on because my socks are dirty or I don't want to put some on.
I hate not having covering on my feet unless I'm sleeping. I'll go barefoot into bed, but I always have socks on at least. Hate that.
Yeah.
Liam slugging half my water while you were reading that pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
A guy gets the thirst, you know? I'm
The
was
creator of Pet
insane.
Peeves.
He didn't even blink twice.
You don't know you have a pet peeve until Liam shows up, and then you're like,
wow, this
I
guy's
don't-
bugging me.
You're like, I didn't really like that he just drank all my water.
There's still half left. I am
That
feeling
was
a little
insane.
thirsty again.
You didn't
though.
even like look at me. No, you just slugged it and kept on going.
You weren't drinking it.
Yeah.
I was.
I didn't see it.
He's like, you're gonna hate the pet peeve is that I backwash too.
I just swished it around and then spit it back in.
I don't know if anyone over the age of 7 really backwashes though. Do they?
I don't think
I
so.
think it's all in the
Backwashing.
nature of your drinking. How do you drink, you know?
If you are drinking a way that allows you to accidentally backwash, I think you need to go back to the drawing board.
I think some
Yeah.
people just do it, you know? They don't know any better.
Same thing as chewing with your mouth open.
Oh, I hate
Some
that.
people just do it. You'd think everybody after 7 would be like, hey, I shouldn't.
Or
do
like
that.
smack their lips when they're eating.
Yep.
yeah.
That's
I think
insane.
I think those are a package deal.
Yeah.
Chewing with your mouth open and smacking the lips. Both horrendous. I wonder if I do anything that peeves people.
I don't think
Probably.
so. I enjoy being around you.
Thanks, man.
I can't think of anything.
Yeah, this butter me up. Chewing ice. You said that you not like that one.
Chewing ice?
Yeah, I said chewing ice is one of them, and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. People who like just go get a handful of ice, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know someone
What are
that
you
really
doing?
munches on some ice. I won't out him on the podcast, but
Yeah, you will.
oof, not live. Not live because it's not like if it was one of my close friends, I would. But since it's like it's a friend of a friend, I don't know terribly well. I'm not gonna be like, oh, fuck this guy.
Oh, you don't want any bad blood.
Yeah, you know, it's fine, but stop doing it if you ever find out who you are. Let's knock it off. What else? You got nails on a chalkboard. I hate. Oh, can't stand
I don't know if I've
Or
ever
anything
experienced that.
High pitched sounds. Yeah, like stuff like that. Where like if you're like sliding the oven over and it just
it.
goes.
Yeah, anything that's like that was really accurate there. That was good.
Did you like that or no?
Not really, but
Well,
I
then it
like
must have been accurate.
Yeah, I like the accuracy of it. Anything that has nails on a chalkboard feel
Like a fork on a plate, like when they're cutting something accidentally and they slide
Oh,
their fork across
like
and
a ceramic plate.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can
That is
it.
some of the worst. Or when I'm on a job site, and it shouldn't matter because I'm on a construction job site, but there is just something that is constantly loud and obnoxious the entire time, and I'm like,
when they're grinding concrete or something.
yeah, I'm like, you guys need to do this when I'm not here. Like, you guys
Make sure to never do this when
Yeah.
I'm on foot.
come
at
back,
this job.
clock in at 5 o'clock when I leave, because this is driving me nuts.
Yeah,
Dude.
they're. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say kids, not
Huge
kids
pet
in
peeve.
general, but like when kids cry and like they get mad about something and then they'll like let out a high pitched screech in between cries.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, like there's something that happens when that noise hits my ears that my face turns red, my blood boils.
Reaches for the nearest weapon,
Dude, like I get just
sleeper
hit,
agent.
hit your kids, hit your kids a
activated.
little bit.
Kids that are doing stuff in public that they shouldn't be doing, and then I'm actively staring at the parents, not correct this behavior.
Right.
And I go,
Mhm.
you need to take that thing out of this church right now because you know it's crying.
Take
And
it
so
out.
does the other 200 people here. Get it out.
Yeah.
Why are you just going?
You think they should just go up to the front of the church?
He's
and
just
do
being a
sacrifices?
kid.
just a kid. You're gonna cry. They can cry somewhere else that I can't hear it.
Tom Segura has a fantastic joke where he says he went to a movie theater And he's super excited to see the movie. And there is a dad sitting with a kid, and the kid starts crying.
Oh.
And he says, kid starts crying, and he finally couldn't take it anymore, asked the dad, and he goes, "Hey, are you stabbing your kid?" And the dad said, "No." And then he goes, "Picture him." He goes, "No, I'm not stabbing the baby." And then he goes, "Well, could you?" So I always like that line that, just kill the kid, you know?
It just drives me nuts. It's like,
Yeah.
it's going to happen. You know, if you're in a restaurant, I mean, I get it. But
I think anything that if you're in a place where you need to be quiet, like you shouldn't be making noise, or at a whisper at the very minimum.
Yeah.
And you're just being loud. And I see it a lot more on video sets now where, like, for audio, okay, no talking. We're recording this interview. There's people in the back just opening doors and cabinets and talking full volume.
Yeah.
Oh, it drives me insane.
that, especially from your standpoint, and then working with adults that are doing it too. Like,
Oh, when it's
that-
adults, it's like, where did you...
that would be one of the things where
What?
I would stop the interview and then I would turn around and I would say, I don't know if you guys heard what I just said.
Yeah.
But when I said we need this to be quiet, that means all of you.
And the best is that you can be pretty passive. I've been pretty passive aggressive on some of the, like, hey, and when people push back on it, drives me insane.
Have you ever been just aggressive instead of passive aggressive?
Start fighting them.
Yeah.
Shove this
I'm
camera
like,
up your
we
ass.
have to, we have to start fighting. Go over there, just start beating them with a stand. But no, I was at this one place, and it's a sales company. So like people walk in the door and then they have to sell them. And I went over and I said, "Hey, we're filming an interview over here. Can we keep it to a minimum, like a whisper?" And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, we'll just close for the day."
Nice.
And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah.
Immediately just wanted to, like, double titty twister, flying knee to the forehead. So many things were going through my mind. I was like, how can I hurt this guy?
Yeah, that would make me livid. Because you're doing your job in there. Like, they asked you to come and do
Yeah.
this, and then they're going to
And it's like a person
smack
that's
you in
like
the face.
no decision-making power. Like, obviously their boss is the one that's making the power.
Yeah.
But I want to just go back to the boss, be like, will you fire that person
Get rid of him.
right now? Go fire him in front of me and let me record it.
Yeah.
So I need to witness this. So yeah, that was the worst one I've ever had. Drove me insane. I don't even think I took the high ground, and I knew I was going to blast him on the podcast a couple months later. But
Feels good.
yeah, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
If you're listening. But no, the funny part is that he was like 70 years old, 60,
Oh,
70,
no.
65 years old.
That makes
Yeah.
it harder to be mad.
That's why I walked away with my head held high. Yeah, and then went keyed his car.
Good.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Is
Threw his
like
war medals off the bridge.
Yeah.
old
Hit
people
him
that
more.
get entitled to it. It's like,
Yeah.
listen, I understand I'm much younger than you, but you're just old.
Yeah.
Like, you can still.
And also, you're still doing this. Like, I'm like, dude, you have no power. Like, just do your job. It's fine. But don't be a smart ass,
Yeah.
right? Like, oh, God. Yeah.
Were you polite when you asked him?
That's why I literally said what I said. I was like, "Hey, we're filming an interview over
But
here."
how was the tone of voice when you said it?
I'm gonna repeat it back to you. I'm like, "Hey, we're filming an interview over here. We're getting just a little bit of chatter on the microphone, so if we could keep it just to a minimum, like a whisper, is totally fine." And then he's like, "Oh yeah, we'll just close up for the day."
Oh, man.
And he was talking. It was a group of 3 people, so like they all turned and looked.
Was
at
it
me and then
3
he said that.
workers or like
3 workers? Yeah.
So they weren't even trying to sell anything.
right?
No, well, there's no one to sell to. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Oh God, I want to just."
That's
so
when you
many
said,
things, yeah.
"Oh, just come with me for a little bit. We're gonna step outside
Yeah.
on lunch break here, and I'm gonna kick
Yeah.
the shit out of you."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hey, I got a bat with chain wrapped around it. I'm gonna go hit you with it a bunch."
At that point, you probably just could have told him. You said, "That would be great. Thanks. See you
Yeah.
later."
Like, yeah, you can go home for the day. Actually, I just got you fired. Yeah, that was probably the worst one. All right, so I got something in my eyeball. I can't handle it. You think things happen like when you're talking shit about something and then something bad happens to you, like something in your eye, that it's God being like, "Be nice,
Shut
now."
up.
Talking shit.
Yeah, be nice now.
Shouldn't have been talking shit.
Ah, God, it's in my left eye. I can't get it out.
It could be. I try to be a little conscious of my actions too with stuff like that. I'm like, I really shouldn't be bad mouthing this person. You know, maybe they had a bad day, this and that, like that. And now it's just making me have a bad day. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's cool.
The other time that happens a lot is when you're not supposed to be making much noise. Church is a big one. Always happens with kids in church.
Yeah.
In golf. I know Some people play music during golf. Some people talk, but like backswing, talking in the backswing.
That's an insane play.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the most. My dad does it all the time, and I can't.
King of it.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
Is it intentional though? Is he like talking like to you while you're hitting?
No. So like if somebody's just having a conversation while you walk up there and the conversation continues the whole time while like you're swinging and getting ready and then hit your shot, fine. But like if it's silent and then all of a sudden you get up there to address the ball and then you start talking, then it's a crazy play.
See,
I know it drives you crazy. So sometimes I do it
on purpose.
But then our buddy Nick, he doesn't care at all. Like also, like he'll go up and address the ball, and I'll stop talking, and it could be a conversation that me and him are having, and he goes, "You're good, keep talking."
Yep.
And then he doesn't care. Like he'll go through his routine and everything like that.
See, I take it even more extreme than you, bro. And if we're talking, like we get out of the cart, walking up to the ball, we're talking, have that conversation. But once the guy's ready, standing there, I usually just like, just 1 second. Yeah. Quiet.
Yep.
For fucking
Agreed.
3.5 goddamn seconds. And then you can keep talking again. Or someone asks me a question, I'll be like, I'll answer it in a second, you know?
Or like, yeah, when guys are like unnecessarily loud, like they're the hole over from you and they're like yelling at each other from across the fairway.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Oh,
it's
even that on a job site with like,
when you're
especially
golfing on a job
right
site.
now. Yeah. If I'm golfing on a job site, but there's this guy that's working out near us right now, and he's just screaming the entire time. He's screaming throughout the whole job site, and he must be talking to one person, and they can't be that far away from each other because they're working on the same thing, and he's just yelling at this guy, like having a normal conversation. And it doesn't matter or not that he's Hispanic, but he is. And so he's yelling in Spanish at this guy, and it's the only other person that he could be talking to. And it's like all the time. And it's, I don't know if he wants the whole job site to know that he can speak Spanish or what's going on. But we're building a hotel.
That's what he keeps saying. I can speak Spanish. I can speak Spanish. And he's yelling it
Probably.
in Spanish.
Probably. Well, then he would be saying, yo hablo español over and over and over again. And at that point, I would say, y tú, stop.
Stapo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, and I'm going to preface this with I'm not judging any race, but I think a lot of people are under the assumption a lot of foreign languages sound like they're yelling.
But he is. But it could sound.
Yeah.
But he's
I get
yelling.
that. I get
But
that.
he is screaming because I can hear him from 100 yards away.
Dude, German people definitely sound like they're screaming every sentence.
And
It's an aggressive language.
Yeah.
But I don't think Spanish is a very aggressive language, though.
It's fast.
It's fast, but it's not loud.
Fast sometimes correlates
Fast
to
and loud, not always.
a lot of times.
I'll name you something fast and not loud right now.
Go on.
Continue. You got it still.
Damn it.
A car. that you can't
Electric
hear.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Prius.
Yeah, glad we can help you out. He brings in, I'm going to do this, completely whiffs.
Yeah.
That's all right. Hey, that's why there's 3 of us, so we can get through the show.
Carry on.
Yeah.
Speaking
Don't
of
look at
getting
my
through the
nuts when you said carry on. Oh, you want to talk about pet peeves? We've been talking about the whole time.
I know. I just know you have a whole bunch of notes.
No, there's just only 3 pages. 3 notes total. So we got, what is this part? Susceptible to, okay. Does everyone have a pet peeve, or are some people more susceptible to these irritations? So is it something, is it based on certain people's characteristic traits, or does this happen to everybody? What are your guesses?
Old people
Old people, you think?
probably have a lot of pet peeves just because they're old and think they're irritable.
Yeah.
Things that tick them off are probably just swept under the rug for most.
You guys ever think women have more pet peeves than men?
See, that's what I wasn't going to say it. I was going to push you in one way to see if it came up, but I honestly think no.
Really? Really?
I think my girlfriend has a lot of pet peeves.
But I think
Maybe not a lot, but she sure seems to have quite a few with me. She goes, "You should."
I don't think that's a woman issue. I think that's a Liam issue.
It could just be a me issue.
Because I think if me, Broden, and Carol were in a room
Yeah,
and we're like, let's list our Liam pet peeves.
that would be an hour-long conversation.
I think the list would be at similar length.
Yeah, well, we would make it.
She might have more, I guess. I don't know.
I'd start crying.
Start
I would tell you that much if I
Stop,
listened to you guys rip on me for an hour.
Me too.
But when she said,
yeah.
never mind, doesn't matter. when I'm in the turning lane, she goes, "Put your blinker on." I go, "I'm in the turning lane. Where else am I gonna go?"
That should, yeah. That's.
But I do drive around without a turn signal most of the time.
In the turning lane, I don't really do it. The only time I really use my blinker is if it's going to affect someone. If there's someone driving this way,
then it makes sense.
I'll flip
Four-way
it on.
stops makes
someone
sense.
behind me, I'll flip it on. But if it's just me turning left, no cars near me, I'm not putting one on.
Yeah.
So
That's a big one. If I pull up to a four-way stop and they turn when I could have gone,
yeah,
I go, "Wish you would have used that."
yeah. So then it's, or if you're waiting and you see a car coming from your left and you're also trying to turn left and they're turning right on the road you're coming from.
Oh, yeah.
So you wait because you think they're going straight. You don't want to get
Yeah.
T-boned. And then they finally get close and they're like, blinker.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck you.
In like
That's
the
what
last
it's like.
10 feet.
Yeah. Hey, fuck you. And then they flip it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And turn right and it's like, okay, cool. I could have went long ago. But yeah, male, female, I think it more boils down to the kind of person you are rather than the gender.
Right. Do you think maybe more organized people?
That is on here. Yep. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 reasons they have on here. So personality is one. Individuals who are more detail oriented or who have a higher need for control may be more likely to be bothered by disruptions to their expected
Sociopath.
norms or routines. So yeah, I mean, I would say I fall under that. I'm very detail oriented.
Yeah,
That
you're
would
organized
make
as
complete
shit.
sense.
Yeah.
Wouldn't-
Whereas a pet peeve, if like I could never live with someone that was messy, right? If there's shit all over the counter all the time, and obviously you go in waves where sometimes I'm messy, but across the board, it's
Yeah.
like it's like come on,
Yeah. Like I have like a junk room, but for
Yeah.
the most part, I keep the rest of my house pretty
Yeah.
tidy.
and you're gonna have some everyday lived in stuff, right?
Yeah,
Like
it
oh
happens.
yeah, I got my keys, my wallet here, or whatever. But if they're just shit piled on your kitchen table,
That's a big one for me. Like
Yeah.
I try to keep that kitchen table clear. As like now more so. Like I've obviously been victim of just like coming home and setting stuff on and
Mhm.
whatever. But like
you get it cleaned within a day or two.
yeah,
Yeah.
I get the stuff off, whatever it needs to be. If it's mail,
Yeah.
I open up the mail, I throw it away,
Mhm.
stuff like that.
I got some candles and a plant. And it's like, I'll throw my mail on there or, there's my water bottles on there. But yeah, if it's just like, just going to put all my stuff from the last couple of weeks on here and just let it sit there for a bit,
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
I
one
have a
thing I'll
house
never
that you
understand.
should see.
You what?
I have a house that you should see, and I think you know exactly which house I'm talking about. I don't
Someone
want to
you know?
blast him on the podcast, but if he walked in
I
there,
know. Do I know the person?
No, you've never
No.
met him.
Do I know the theory of this person?
The theory.
Have I heard of this person before?
Yeah, you've definitely heard of
Yeah.
him. But they
I could,
have shit everywhere, dude. So much shit. And like, I know who you're thinking of, and it's right.
Is that, I don't know
Yeah.
if it's spelled right. but-
It's not the right name, but
Yeah.
it starts with the right letter.
Okay. Oh, shit. I got pen on my pants.
Oh, no.
Thanks for the
man.
3 dudes pen, pens.com.
Douchebags.
Yeah, fucking assholes. Fuck. That's their plan all along. Let's fuck up their clothes. Yeah, I think stains is another big pet peeve of mine. If I get a stain on my shirt, especially early on in the day, like if I just put the shirt on, brush my teeth, toothpaste on my shirt, fuck, might as well go to sleep and restart the day. Like, fuck me, that sucks.
Really just lighten it up.
God.
Oh,
This is a
that does
good
suck.
episode for him.
That
I
does
know.
suck.
He
I
gets
I get
quirked
a lot
about
of
a lot
stuff
of
off my
shit.
chest.
But that is one thing to where it's like, because I'm not the cleanest person ever,
No.
but I am like, it's like an organized chaos. Like there could be a mess of something somewhere, but if I needed to find something, I'd find it
Right.
right there. Like
Yeah.
I know where things are, and I'm getting to it. It's
Yeah.
it's baby steps. There's I take one day out of the weekend finally, and I clean it all out, and then it's finally said and done.
Yeah, like shared areas in a house. Like if you're gonna have company over and your company's gonna sit in that room,
Mm.
it should probably be clean. But like, I don't keep my room very like it's not the messiest room in the world, but it's not super tidy.
Yeah.
I would,
Well, that's where we do good because I could give a
because you
shit
clean
less
his,
what
he
you-
cleans yours.
well like in like our like in the upstairs, like in the kitchen and like living room stuff.
The
Like
share is.
We clean
Yeah.
up after ourselves.
yeah, the kitchen's
Keep
the
that
kitchen's
stuff.
put away and cleaned up for the most part. The living room, like boots and shoes, stay next to the front door, stuff like that. Like,
Right. And no
Oh.
shoes on in the house.
Another pet peeve. oh, God damn, I fucked it up twice. not cleaning up as you cook.
I never used to do that, but that it is a big move. That's
Like
huge.
once you're done with something, and a lot of times this morning I made pancakes and bacon. Like I'm not going to the point where I'm going to put something in the sink, go wash it off and whatever. Like not to that level, but after I'm done using a measuring cup, if I know I don't have to use the one cup again, put it in the sink.
Right.
Or after I'm
Yeah.
done using this ingredient, set it over on the counter by the fridge.
Right. You're done with
Yeah.
the mayo. Put the mayo in the fridge.
Put the in, even if you don't go to the level of putting it in the fridge, put it over there. Like right next to my fridge is a little counter space. In every ingredient that I'm like, okay, I'm done with the flour. Put the flour there.
right.
Okay, I'm done with the baking powder. Put it there. So then when I'm done cooking, done eating, I've got a pile of shit right here and you just put it in the fridge and then you're done.
Yeah.
But if you were like, okay, I'm done eating and there's a mixing bowl and there's a spatula and there's a fork and knife, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I
went
think
on
there's
in
just too much different stuff going on for your autistic brain. I think there's just a lot of stimulation happening and
Yeah.
overload.
Taking
Oh.
it that step further though, and like actively cleaning while you cook, that plays such a huge role. Like
It-
once you get to the end, like
It's-
Or at
Speeds
least
up,
just
yeah.
putting something in the dishwasher.
yeah, and that's where like it's tough to do because like a lot of like cooking is an active task. Like you
Yeah.
can't just step away and then scrub this thing for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But like if I'm prepping food, like when I made dinner on Friday or whenever it was, and it's like I pre-made the chicken, so I cut it all up and then I cut all the bacon, and I had that in a bowl ready to go in. So I cleaned the cutting board, cleaned the knife, and I had those in the drying rack. Like already said and done. Like
Then you don't have to get the end and be like, huh.
there's a
all
lot
right,
of
let's
shit
go
out
through
here.
another hour-long process. Another pet peeve, the microwave fan. Holy shit, can they not make that thing silent?
Yeah, those things
loudest
are
thing.
loud.
So loud.
That's like a jet engine.
Nothing
takeoff.
causes more chaos in my head than cooking and that thing's on. And
I
then
have
at
to-
the end, I turn it off and I'm like, oh,
You couldn't
Finally.
hear me
Peace.
if I was standing in your ear screaming at you.
yeah. What do you got, Nathan?
What do you guys think about when you're driving a car, you're listening to your music, you got other passengers, but somebody else is on like TikTok or watching
Oh,
like, a
man.
YouTube video while you're driving?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Hate that.
Oh, that is something. Because then I don't know if I can't listen to my music because I'm listening to whatever you're
And you
listening
can't focus
to.
because it's like just constant music. Hate it.
Overstimulation, autistic brain.
It's just
See, I wouldn't say
I don't even know if you could it's not overstimulation. It's
Only
just like,
if it's
what
super
are you
loud.
doing?
It's only bad if it's really loud. If you're like in the back seat and it's on volume 2, like 2 clicks on your thing,
Yeah.
whatever. When we went to Dallas, Broden, you were watching some TikToks, but it was low. So whatever.
Yeah, and I still got blasted for it.
Yeah, not by me though.
No, not by
Not by
you.
me.
By actually someone who I think is autistic. I don't think you guys are actually autistic, but that person
I
is
scored
autistic.
low on the
Yeah.
TISM scale.
Yeah.
Nathan?
Who doesn't have like AirPods on like in their pockets at all times now?
Yeah.
I would give you my AirPods if it meant I didn't have to listen to
You're
your
right.
thing
Yeah.
on
Toss
full
one in.
blast.
You can still hear what's happening if somebody else is conversing.
I'll stop at a
And
gas
you can
station
hear
and get a pair of wired headphones.
How about
for
when you have both headphones in and you're listening to something and somebody's just always constantly trying to talk to you?
Oh,
and you're like, dude,
airplanes.
Dude,
It's the worst.
you cannot see this right here. This is basically a sign that says, leave me alone.
You should do that.
Yeah.
You're on a plane, the person next to you tries to talk to you, you're just like,
Dude.
Can't hear you.
There's one guy that I work with. I don't work with him too much anymore, but when I did, I'd have both my headphones in, and he'd say something, and I'd pull I'm like, what? And he'd say his thing, and he'd walk away, and then like 3 minutes later, he'd come back and do the same thing again. I'm like, dude, I told him one time, if I have to pull this thing out of my ear again and put it back,
throwing it at you.
I'm gonna hit you in the head with a hammer.
I had a guy that I used to, older gentleman, so no spatial awareness whatsoever.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And we got to this job site one day, and we're standing in the MCC, super long MCC, because they're on an oil site. And he's on the opposite side, watching TikTok on full blast.
Oh,
and
man.
for almost 5 minutes, I swear, he watched the same video. Oh, and so it was the same sound over and over and over. And I finally looked at him all the way across from the thing. I said, "Hey, do you have any headphones?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, I do. Is that bothering you?" Go, "Pretty loud, yeah."
I think going back to what Nathan said about the thing in the car, a bigger pet peeve than someone listening to TikTok while I'm listening to music is if you have the volume on an odd number or something not divisible by 5. So the only ones you can really do are
13?
2, 4, horrible, criminal, jail. 2, 4, 6, 8. Actually, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 18, 20. Oh, if you're throwing 11s at me and got a 9 in there, come on. That
Really?
maybe is acoustic a little bit.
That could
Acoustic.
That could be a little acoustic.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter to me. On my volume dial, it's just a scale. There's no numbers.
Yeah, my truck is now too, so it's better. I haven't ran into that issue as much, but now I'm running into it with the heat. Do not put the heat at 63. It's 62 or it's 64, okay? Or it's low.
Yeah.
If you're like, I just want my car to be 67
Dude,
degrees.
so yeah, sometimes I think 71 is a good temperature though.
You can't convince me
Why
that,
couldn't it be
that there's
72?
a change. You can't.
Just
You
put it
can't
at
convince
72.
me that there isn't a change.
I don't need to
But you have to. Why can't I put it at 71?
because it's an odd number. I have nothing. I don't care about the heat at
But
all.
what if 71 is just a little bit cooler than 72, but just a hair warmer than
So you
70?
need it warmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you go 72 and you point the fan a little bit further away from you.
And it's
not
still
getting as
blowing
much
hot air, 72 degree air.
Can't get on board with that. I'd rather sweat in my sweatshirt. What a
I want an exemption
exemption.
from your little thing there.
Yeah.
69.
Yeah.
Because I set
69
everything
is
to
a
that.
good temperature, though.
It's a great temperature and a better number.
Disregard the number in general. It's like a good room temperature.
Oh, God. If you set your thermostat at home to 69 or 67, who doesn't just go 66, 68, 70?
I do. I think I got mine at like 67 right now.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn. I would punch the thermometer through the drywall if I walked in your house and saw that
You're not coming over
immediately.
there.
Yeah. Put a glass box over it.
I might have to.
Yeah. I'd be knocking on the glass door. You are mine. You seen that video?
He'd
of that
smash
guy?
it, and he'd look over at you and say, "We're in."
We're in. I love that story.
Okay. Personality. So that's one of them, being OCD, detail oriented. Tolerance levels. Some people might have a higher threshold for annoyance. I think you have maybe a high one, Liam. Maybe not though.
He
Higher
does.
threshold for annoyance.
This is like your fuse length.
Yeah, his
Long
fuse. His fuse is long. It's actually short, but you'd never know when he's actually pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you talk about okay. You talk about something else.
Oh,
Short fuse
that's so
for
mean.
sure.
Hey,
No.
come on.
I'd say short fuse, but you just would never see it.
Yeah, I'd say my fuse is more like a cannonball fuse.
Like when it goes off bad.
The biggest explosions have the longest fuses.
Yeah.
That's where like mine's really long, and so it takes a lot for me to get mad. But when I'm mad, I'm pretty mad.
Yeah. I'd say my fuse is getting longer. I'm training myself, trying to.
I think that comes with age.
Yeah.
Really, I think, and then like once you hit a certain age, does it start getting shorter again? Because I feel like some old people are
Yeah.
really easy to piss off.
If you're in a sales position, for sure.
There is. I mean, there was one time when I was at work and we had just gotten this new he was summer help, so it's like high school kids, and it was right away in the morning. So I'm a little tired as well, but they're really tired because they're in high school. They've never had to wake up before 10 a.m. ever.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing this thing. We're setting up these like block heaters where you're just putting these outlets on all these posts, and they're all going to be the same height all the way through. And we've already done like 5. And every single time we show up, and he's holding the tape measure for me, and I'm making the mark, and we got to like the 5th one, and I'm like inside this hole waiting for the tape measure, and he's standing there looking at me. And I look up and I go, "What do you think we're doing here?" I'm like, "We just did feed the tape measure down to me," and
Feed the tape.
I was pissed. And then I got the mark down and I go, "All right, it's cool. Let's go to the next one."
What did you say?
Nothing. He goes, "Oh, my bad."
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I said,
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with these kids these days. They weren't raised the same way, even as we were, and we're not much older. Yeah. These kids are dumb. They're dumb.
They're morons everywhere.
"I need help."
All right. Another one is stress and context. Stress levels and environmental factors can also affect how much pet peeves irritate someone. For example, if someone is already having a bad day, their usual pet peeves might provoke a stronger reaction than on a day when they're feeling calm and collected. I'd say that's true.
Absolutely true.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Cultural backgrounds. Different cultures may have different norms and expectations, which can influence what is considered annoying or unacceptable behavior. Go overseas and
Yeah, I think if I walked into China and they were just killing dogs, I'd probably get pretty pissed.
yeah.
Pet peeve.
Can't believe you get
That's
yeah. You guys are no shoes in the house people, huh?
Yeah, that's
Pretty-
why like
pretty
I
religiously.
usually take my
I don't-
shoes off when I get over here.
And then I carry them down here.
Yeah,
So that's what,
but I know you don't really care. You just are
You
like
have inside shoes.
you want a courtesy wipe at the front door is what you want.
Yeah. I want to feel like you tried.
Yeah, which I do.
The only time I really enforce it if it's snowing out or it's muddy or raining,
Right.
then But if you're going from the driveway, which unless you got freaking Reeboks, what are those wave shoes?
Zig-Tex.
Zig-Tex, and you're collecting rocks in the bottom of those. It's okay if you walk in.
Yeah.
What are you collecting on the bottom of your shoes that can't be on my kitchen floor?
Well, because that's where the big thing for like no shoes in my house is because it's all
There's a lot of work boots.
laminate or hardwood.
Yeah.
And then we have where the work boots in and stuff like that. And if I'm out of the shower or I'm getting ready for bed, and so I don't have any socks on, and if I walk
Sicko.
through and I can feel,
Sicko.
I just got out of the shower.
Yeah, I do have that issue.
If I catch a crumb or something on the bottom of my foot, I just feel I'm disgusted.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy.
That is why I do have slippers and moccasins for in my house strictly, is because with my lax shoe rule, there's some times where there's some shit on the floor.
Some pebble.
Okay. But I try to actively sweep, but I'm not sweeping every day.
Yeah.
I do it for my guest convenience.
Right. I think
And I hate tying my shoes.
One of mine is if like you go a drive-through, eating your food in the car on the way home.
You don't like that?
What
if it's a road trip? You're okay with that?
Like,
I don't
do it when you're parked then on the road trip.
Yeah.
What?
I especially if I'm driving, I am.
We're
not,
on a road. You go on a road trip because you have to get somewhere.
But if you're like, hey, I got to go to Bismarck, and you want to pick up food on the way out, you would stop and eat it instead of eating it on the highway?
I might eat it on the highway, but I'd have.
You're not gonna be happy about it.
No, I'm not gonna be happy about it.
I just had Panda Express on the way back yesterday
Did you eat it in the truck on the way home?
while I was driving. Yeah,
Yeah, no.
it sucked, but I wanted to get back.
Yeah.
But if I'm in town and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go pick up Jimmy John's, I'm not sneaking a couple bites before I get to my house.
I
right?
am. See, not
Really?
not well. So not
You're gonna unwrap your sandwich.
not
and
Jimmy
eat it.
John. No, not Jimmy John's. But if I'm
Like
going through like
Burger
if I'm
King.
going through a burger place,
Oh,
Fries?
no, not the burger.
He's talking about the
not
fries.
I eat the fries on
and
the way home.
or the potato Olays. That's
I
one
do
that
that.
really pisses me off is when you start getting in the potato Olays before you get home, and all of a sudden then you hand me the one out of the 6-pack in the pound that you were munching out of the whole way home.
yeah, there's 12.
I should
missing.
kick the shit out of you right here.
Yeah,
But you can't do potato Olays on the way home because you have to put them in the cheese. Like for me,
it's hard.
I
Road trip potato Olays. Ooh,
Sour cream
it's tough
over cheese for me.
for the Olays.
yeah,
Really,
Dude,
that's bold.
sour cream is one of my loves, man.
I love sour cream.
But I mean, I love it more than you love it.
That's fine. You love sour cream more than I love cheese, and
That's true,
and
too.
that's fine.
But I
If
love
that's-
it more
if
than you
that's your
love sour
thing.
cream too.
Very well.
You're here and I'm up here.
I
There's
got
certain
great
things-
news. I just bought brand new sour cream for the fridge, so go crazy.
Low
man.
fat.
Go. It is.
Fucking love
Go
this
crazy,
guy.
dude.
Yeah. Do you think you can really tell between low fat and non-low fat?
I can. Don't feed me that shit.
Sour cream man over here. He
Yeah.
knows.
Dude, any low fat. Have you ever like
Cream guy.
skim milk versus whole milk?
Well,
You-
that's different.
Those are different milks.
Have you
That
ever
is-
had no fat like cheese versus like skim milk cheese versus regular cheese?
See, there's cheese where that's like, yeah, I brought a bag and I can't really taste the difference, I guess.
I
cheese.
for sure can taste the difference of low
What about
fat.
salted and unsalted butter? What the butter? Butter. What the hell's the difference of that? Does anyone know?
Salt.
Can you tell though?
It says right there, man.
Can you tell?
I always buy unsalted anyway.
I don't even know. I just reach in and
I
grab.
try to buy unsalted too.
Because I'm already going to put enough salt in the food, just
Yeah.
depending on what I'm cooking. Food in general these days has high sodium.
What I do is I look at the butter and I think, fuck, what do I usually get? And then I don't know, so I just grab one.
Just get
You consume
unsalted
milk
every time.
Do you consume milk a lot, or
And not out of a glass.
you just have like a for cooking more or less?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind then.
I don't really do milk. I think that's a child's game.
I love
There's
every
times
once in a while.
a nice cold glass of milk really hits the
Some
spot.
with certain
Yeah,
dinners that you
once
eat,
a
I
quarter.
think a glass of milk goes really good with certain dinners.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
some potatoes.
Yeah, potatoes or like you got some buttered bread along. I think anything that you're eating buttered bread with, you should have milk.
Buttered bread. I've had a buttered piece of bread in a while.
Not even toast. Just
toast.
Not even
No,
toast,
I
just
think-
bread.
Yeah, I know. And it's great. I used to love that
Yeah.
growing up. I'm going to do that maybe after this. Nice buttered
Have a-
piece of bread. It's
Just
good. Just lube
right
it up
before
with
you hit the road.
salted butter. Yep.
Yeah, just eat it before you get to the truck. Please.
All right, so let's get into this week's expert witness segment. So not really expert witness. Nathan, you're gonna have to get your typing fingers out. So we're each gonna call 3 people and ask them their most odd pet
Oh,
peeve,
wow.
what it is, and then we are going to let our audience.
We're gonna make
decide.
9 phone calls right now.
Well, I'm gonna make 3. You're gonna make 3. You're gonna make 3. They're gonna be quick. You gotta have 3 people. Just top your mind who you think would give a good random. And I'll start it off because I have my 3 people already. I thought about this. And I figured I would give you guys some thinking time. But what we're going to do is, Nathan, do you want to call 3 people? So I go 12. We could do like a March Madness bracket of pet peeves on the 3 Dudes Facebook. What do we think?
Let's do it. Let's rip it.
All right.
I'm gonna go through my contact.
Nathan,
list
you got to
right
think of
now.
3 people. And Nathan, your job is to write these down so we don't forget them. So I'll start it off. Do you want to go 1, 1, 1, 1? Or do you want me to do all 3? What are you thinking?
We'll do yours first, and then I'll do mine,
All right, here we go.
and then Broden can do his.
How do we do this? Speakerphone. Here we go. Maybe if it works, stay put with us, guys. This is so fun. What if we get a no answer? Then we got to find somebody else.
What you have to do is you have to keep it away, and then you have to say, "Are you okay with being recorded?"
No.
Oh.
He's going to have to be recorded.
When do I call?
You call after.
The voicemail box up.
That's crazy. No answer. Okay, do you want me to go to the next person on my list, or
Yeah.
do you guys got someone?
I got someone lined up ready to
Okay.
answer.
Yep.
the
Give
phone.
a call, guys. Sorry, you got to get through this little part of the episode. We're not going to cut it out because that takes more time, but we'll get there. Do we want to say who we're calling, or just say who it is?
I'm calling my girlfriend.
Okay. Speakerphone.
Hello.
Hey, you're on the podcast.
Live on the 3 Dudes podcast.
Okay, hi.
Yeah, I think she's always dreamed of this. She tells me a lot that she really wants to be on here.
Today's the day.
Oh, whatever.
We want to know if you could narrow it down to one. What is your biggest pet peeve?
And you're going to be in the bracket challenge.
Yeah, we're making a bracket.
Like something that someone does, or
Anything. It could be anything. It could be something that I do. I mean, or it could be like while you're driving, something that somebody does on the road.
The more specific, the better.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked about like the microwave fan is a pet peeve, chewing ice, bad grammar, all these things.
yeah, I would agree. Bad grammar on like social media posts.
Bad grammar on social media posts. Is that your final answer? Do you want to lock it in?
No,
Okay.
I
Well,
don't.
luckily you get a mulligan.
You should have let me think about this longer. I feel like I could think of multiple. Bad hygiene.
You want to lock it in?
Is that my only? Or is that my time is up?
Give
No.
one.
Well,
No.
we're calling 12 people, so we can't have you here for a half hour. But if you
Yeah.
want to,
Okay, I'll go with like bad hygiene.
any specific bad hygiene, like bad breath or armpits, or if you want to narrow it down, that's only if you want to.
I feel like that's not even a good one anymore. 'Cause I feel like that's just like so basic. Everybody hates bad hygiene.
Yeah, you
Except
want
the
us to
people
call
with bad hygiene.
except the people that are unaware of their own hygiene.
People with butter teeth.
Butter teeth.
Oh, man.
Yeah, yeah. What is it? Candy corn. It's got like 24 of them in your mouth.
Yeah.
All right, what is that your final answer?
I'll go with the first one that I said. I feel like that's more specific. The grammar and social media.
Grammar and social media posts. Nathan, type that down right now. Mick, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for being on the show. I'll see you in a little
You're-
while.
So welcome. See you in a bit. Have fun, boys.
All right, Liam,
Goodbye.
you're up.
Hi.
Oh, this is good. And then we're going to have to rank them. We're going to have to seed them. Maybe next week we'll seed them. Because we're going to have 1s versus 12 seeds. Or 6 seeds, I guess it would be.
Hello.
Hello, Carolyn. You are live on the Three Dudes podcast.
Gosh, I guess we're just all calling girlfriends.
Oh.
Call,
If
did
you could narrow
is
it
Shane on
down
there?
to one
No.
thing, what do you think your biggest pet peeve is?
Oh.
You're going to be put in a bracket. Give some
Yeah.
context here.
Yeah,
We
give some
we're-
examples.
We're all calling 3 people, and
Okay.
we're creating a bracket of what
The
at least
worst
people
pet
we
peeves.
know. Yeah, the worst, biggest pet peeves that people do. Something that drives you crazy. It could be something that I do if you want to out me on the podcast.
Probably like chewing with your mouth open or smacking your food.
All right, you got to pick one or the other.
What'd you say, Easton?
One or the other. What would be your worst one?
Chewing or smacking? I have to pick one.
Yep.
Probably chewing.
Chewing with your mouth open. Lock it in.
You're a lock.
Carolyn
All right.
winner.
Thank you, Carolyn. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, I'll think if I want to call my girlfriend since apparently that's the road we're going. But for now, we're calling Taryn Albright, avid listener of the show, not my girlfriend. Come on.
Hello?
Taryn, you're live on the Three Dudes podcast.
Oh, God.
All right, we're all calling 3 people, creating a bracket out of the worst pet peeves. You only get to pick one. Whatever, it can be as niche as you want. It can be as broad as you want. And then we're going to have a little March Madness bracket, a May Madness.
Worst pet peeves?
Yep, worst pet peeve. Be chewing with your mouth open, microwave fans, no shoes in the house, whatever it is.
Wet socks?
Wet socks.
Oh, that's a good one,
Yeah,
Taryn.
That is a good one, Taryn. I like that. Do you want to lock that in as your final answer?
Yeah.
All right, wet socks. I like it.
That's the best answer we've gotten so far, I think. Good job.
We'll rank them. We'll rank them to see if we can get you matched up with a 6 seed.
All right.
All right, peace out.
See ya.
I got one calling
All right.
right now.
I got one after you.
Nathan, we'll do yours.
Yo.
Hey, Connor, you're live on the Three Dudes podcast. Are you okay with being recorded?
Yeah, what's going on, boys?
All right.
Nice to hear from you, Connor.
This is my brother, Connor, by the way, everyone. We're doing a pet peeve bracket.
Oh, man.
So we want to
Okay.
know, and I know he's got a lot of them because he's even more pissed off about shit in the world than I am. So, yeah, your one and like biggest pet peeve that really grinds you.
That really grinds me.
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough one.
People with their zippers
Yes.
down.
They're really grinding
Flies.
me, man. I don't know. I think the thing that I maybe get pissed off the most about is probably when I'm driving. A lot of bad drivers. That's a bad one for me.
What driving thing pisses you off the most?
Probably not going at least the speed limit,
Okay. Is that
Or-
final answer?
or not properly following traffic controls.
What do you mean by that?
Like when I get to a four-way stop, the person who gets there first gets to go first.
Like, don't wave me on?
Yeah, don't wave me on. Like, no, you were
Just
there.
fucking go,
fucking
yeah.
go.
I
So,
like it.
So speed limit or four-way stop etiquette?
Gotta pick one.
I think four-way stop etiquette's probably the biggest one when it comes to traffic.
Another good answer. I like it.
Boom. Lock it in, Nathan. 4-way stop
Yeah.
etiquette.
All right.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
All right. Yeah,
I mean,
that's.
there. If you really want to dig into pet peeves, I mean, I could go probably.
I know
for
you
an hour
could.
and a half.
I know you could.
Comment on our next episode. We'll recap at episode 88.
Yeah, go on YouTube and comment on it.
I'll go on there. I'll listen to your guys' podcast. I'll let you know how well I think your guys' pet peeves are.
Okay.
Hell yeah. I really
All right.
went off.
All right.
All right,
Thanks
you
for
guys have
calling.
fun. Talk to you later.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, Liam.
There's no way you
Who do we got on the line?
Got to give my old man a jingle on this one.
A jingle. God, I feel like I want to call more people now. Do we do 16?
Just why stop?
goes for 4 hours.
It's a phone-a-thon.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Pops? You are live on the Three Dudes podcast. How are you?
Oh man.
So we're putting together a bracket right now. We're doing an episode on pet peeves, and we got to know what your biggest pet peeve is. I know there's a lot, but you got to narrow it down.
Holy cow. Well, I got to tell you, I think the one that gets me riled up more than anything is freaking shit drivers.
Yeah.
What about him?
Yeah, you got narrow it down.
Narrow it down?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, okay, there's a lot of things. First of all, going below the speed limit bugs the shit out of me
That's a good one.
because I'm always in a hurry. Second of all, I don't know who your audience is going to be. I don't want to piss anybody off, but it's
Department of Transportation.
Sometimes it's people that are way older than me, and I always think to myself, "Holy cow, you're running out of time. Shouldn't you be in a hurry instead of
Got somewhere to go.
be lollygagging?"
You're running out of
They
time.
got too much time.
That's the best. Oh, man.
The other one is when the light turns green, and I swear it's like people want to see how long it actually takes them to get up to the speed limit.
Yeah.
That is
Okay, that's
pissing me off,
another
too.
one. Then another one when you're getting ready to turn, when you need to turn, and holy shit, man, this happens to me all the freaking time.
You got to narrow it down
Like
to one.
I'm coming out of Wally World, and there's a stoplight, and these hillbillies down here, they do exactly what I said. They go so slow, or somebody turns, and then there's like 10 car lengths
narrowing it
between
down.
the next person, like they're on their phone.
Biggest
texting
pet
or
peeve
doing
is
something.
hillbillies.
And I'm sitting in the back, and sure as shit, every time the light changes by the time I get up there. And if I could run them down, I don't know. I can't.
Grab 'em by the neck. So you think if you had to pick one, it would be people that just can't quite get up to speed.
Oh, man, I don't know. I guess my big one is just stupid people.
I'm with you.
Stupid
That
people.
kind of culminates all of that, doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah. A lack of common sense.
yeah, there's racists and there's whatever kind of cis, and I'm stupidest. I mean, I just,
I like it.
All
Some
right.
I can't handle
Stupid people.
people that are stupid.
Yeah. All right. We got you locked
I'm
in
not
for
saying
stupid
I'm
people.
Einstein, but, I'm not. But it don't take too much to
It don't take much to just at least have
don't
your
take
wits
much
on you.
to get over the bar that most people set.
The bar is low. It shouldn't be that hard.
No, not at all.
All right. Appreciate your time. I'll talk to you soon.
That's it. That's what you asked. That's all you're asking.
Well, yeah, because we're putting a bracket together. We got to call 18 more people after this.
Oh, all right.
We'll
Well,
get
I'm
you.
gonna go
We'll
back
get
to
you as
working
a
on my
live.
closet.
We'll get you on a live expert episode here soon.
All right, boys. Good to hear from you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Love you.
Love you too. You're my favorite son.
Appreciate it.
I'd like to
See you, Dad.
point out that Liam is the only son.
All right, we're got to retry. The person I called texted and said I noticed I had a missed call from you.
Who is it?
So Declan Graham, Canadian. Get some foreign input in here. If he answers, fingers crossed.
Hey, Benny, what's up?
Declan Graham, live on the Three Dudes podcast.
Just
We've
woke
got
up.
a question from you. Two questions. One, did you just wake up?
No, I'm just super hungover.
Okay, that's good.
Even better.
So what we're doing here is we're calling
6
about
a.m. in Canada right now.
hungover at 8:33 Eastern time is ridiculous.
I was partying with my younger brother at Cornell.
Oh, not a big
Yeah.
deal.
Hey,
Name
Cordell,
drop.
Go Big Red.
I had to.
That's all right. Okay, so we are putting together a bracket challenge of the worst pet peeves. You can get as specific as you want, and then we're going to rank them 1 seed through the 8 seed. And we figured we'd ask you, what is your biggest pet peeve?
I actually have one right off the top. When the person in front of you is a slow walker. Like when people in front of you are walking really slow, I hate that so much.
All right, we'll lock you in for that one. Is that your final answer?
Yeah, that's my final answer.
I love it. All right, Deck, get some Pedialyte in you, and
Yeah.
thanks for coming.
Godspeed on the recovery.
Yeah.
I
Might be
appreciate
Tuesday
it.
by the time we can see straight again.
Yeah, go Big Red. All right, we'll see ya.
All right. Cheers, buddy.
All right.
All
I'm
right.
getting real family oriented.
What do we got, Nathan? You calling your dad?
My sister.
Sister. I like it. Yeah. Do you have friends outside of your family?
I have a girlfriend.
He's
and
like,
my
I'm going to
brother
go
and my sister.
girlfriend, brother, sister.
Hello, Aubrey. You're live on the Three Dudes podcast. How you doing?
I'm great, thanks.
Are you okay with being recorded?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay. We want to know, we're creating a bracket. We want to know your biggest pet peeve and try to be specific.
You cut out. What was that?
We want to know your biggest pet peeve. We're making a bracket to vote on. Be specific about your biggest pet peeve.
Well, my biggest pet peeve would probably include a list of 5.
Got to narrow down.
Yeah,
Need one.
let's think real hard here. I know that's hard to come by for you, but let's think.
People who don't use their blinkers.
Oh, a lot of driving pet
Yeah,
peeves they're
there's
seeing.
driving pisses people off bad.
I like
Well,
it.
yeah, and I have Papa Peacock's road rage, so.
Okay, it's a genetic thing.
You don't look like you'd have
Yeah.
a road rage, Aubrey.
No,
Thanks,
she's
I
actually
think.
really irritable. I learned that for 18 years.
I'm sure you're getting under her skin for 18 years.
No, she's not that
You're
bad.
making me look real good on the podcast.
That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm your little brother.
Yeah,
She's the worst, man.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's all we. Is that your final answer? Blinkers.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with it.
All right.
I like
Thank
it.
you so much for being on.
Okay.
All right,
see you
we'll
guys.
let you get back to it.
Bye.
Goodbye.
All right, Liam, rip it. How are we doing? 16? Is that what we're doing?
I don't know. I mean, we could cut it too. It don't matter.
I
Well,
just called 3. So
12 or 16?
What's up, dude?
Matthew, you are live on the Three Dudes podcast. Are you okay with being recorded?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Listen, right now we're talking about pet peeves. What is your biggest? We only need one. What is your biggest pet peeve right now? We're creating a bracket. We're all calling a bunch of people, try to see what the unanimous pet peeve is.
try and be specific.
Biggest pet peeve. I don't know. Can I cuss?
Sure.
Swear words, yes.
Or keep it PG, I guess.
No,
I mean, just
kinda.
don't say anything. You're live on a podcast.
You know.
I don't know. I'll say being a hypocrite is probably one of my biggest pet peeves.
Okay. I like it.
So,
And,
like,
that's a very, I don't know, subject, but I feel like we can all agree unless you are one yourself, but even if you are a hypocrite yourself, you definitely still hate hypocrites.
That's fair.
That's the hypocrisy of it.
that is fair. We haven't heard that one yet. That's a good one.
You want to lock that in?
Is that final answer?
That's my final answer.
Right
Nathan?
on. We appreciate your time, brother.
Lock
Talk to
it
you
in.
soon.
Yep. So, yeah.
All right, since we're going the girlfriend train, I'll
Live
throw one in here.
on a
Nathan, you're going to be up. We got 3 of them coming for you.
Hello?
Seamus, you're live on the Three Dudes podcast.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so
So
what
much
we're
for
doing is creating a bracket of everybody's worst pet peeves. We've called you are now the 9th or 10th person, and we need you to pick one. It can be as specific as you want it to be, ideally more specific. What is your biggest pet peeve?
People chomping on food.
Chomping on food. We can't use that one because someone's already used it. Carol said the same thing.
Can I do ice chewing?
Ice chewing. We can do ice chewing. Do you want to lock it in?
Yeah.
Lock it
You
in.
doing another one?
All right. You will be live. Your consent has been recorded, and that's all we got for you.
Okay, bye.
Peace out. Okay, bye.
Wait, do we have to call more people?
Nathan's got 3.
Oh, do you?
Do you want 3, Nathan?
We'll see if the one even answers.
All right. give you a little trial run.
I got another guy I can call.
I'm excited. Dive into Nathan's life a little bit here. Who does Nathan talk to?
Hello, this is President Joe Biden. That'd be nuts.
What?
This is Obama.
Probably gonna be a no answer.
Oh gosh, never want to call people that no answer you. I got no answer too the first time, so it's okay. Lost it. All right. Do we want you want to try one more, Nathan?
Yeah, I got one parent that'll always answer.
There we go.
There it is.
Yep. For you, Nathan, everybody. That was Nathan Couture, everybody. With Joe Rogan. That was Joe Rogan, everybody. Imagine we called Joe Rogan on here.
That'd
We
be
try.
insane.
So
When Liam and I went down to Florida, we DM'd Tim the Tap Man to try to get
What
him.
up, Dad? You are live on the Three Dudes podcast.
Oh, sweet.
We are asking people, what is your biggest pet peeve, and we're gonna rank them.
Biggest pet peeve.
can only be one.
Yeah,
Gotta be specific. And can only choose one.
Am I good under pressure? Let's see. What's my biggest pet peeve?
Being put under pressure.
I can think about this.
You've got 15 seconds.
10.
Oh, jeez.
Could be anything.
can't really think.
Some people have said ice chewing, chomping on food, bad drivers, bad hygiene.
come on, Dad. I would have got more of a response out of Mom right now.
Definitely bad drivers. Well, people that say Harley Davidson instead of Davidson.
There we go. That's a
That's one.
specific
We'll
one.
go
I
with
like
that
that.
Yeah, mispronunciated words.
There you go.
Mispronounce it. I like it. Lock it in.
All right.
Yeah, I'm
Thanks,
with
Dad.
you on that. Yeah, when you guys were saying nuclear instead of nuclear, I
Oh.
wanted to beat the shit out of you two.
Hey, too. Hey,
Yeah, you were saying it.
how about library?
Yeah, library. I can't even say it wrong on accident.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
gonna go over to the library. I'm like, yeah, read the dictionary maybe while you're there.
Are we all going to collectively call more people? Or
The first one finally texted me back.
All right, so we got a call incoming. Oh, we can either stop at 4 or we all have to pick one more person.
I think we're good.
did I call
Yeah.
4 people?
3.
Yeah.
So we'll go 3 times 4 is 12. 6 and 6. That's fine.
Nicole, you are live on the Three Dudes podcast.
What?
You are live on the Three Dudes podcast.
Was that actually?
Yeah, you are. We are asking people what's your biggest pet peeve, and we're gonna rank them.
Oh, my biggest
Oh,
pet peeve?
Yeah, hopefully you have a better answer than Dad.
I'd say people one-upping me. Like,
People one-upping you?
Ooh,
I
I
know-
hate one-uppers.
Yes.
That is a good one.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Nicole.
Yep.
Bye.
bud.
That's a really good one. I know a guy that, hey, if you did something, oh, really? I did that a few weeks ago, and it was way cooler. I go,
Dude, yeah, I
"Was
know
it?
a guy who does
Was
it
it?"
way more than that guy.
That's
Oh yeah,
enough.
there was another guy that did that. That just happened to me yesterday. People that like one up with stories too.
Right.
If like you have a story about skiing in Denver, you're like, oh, when I went skiing in Denver, dude, I went to this bigger place. And
Yeah.
cool, man. Let's go fight outside.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more, Nathan. You got one more on the docket for us. We need an answer. We need a. Ooh. I like that. Airplane etiquette's another one that pisses me off beyond no extent.
Your call has been
Yeah, people who sit up
Ooh, that
or stand
smell.
up before,
to.
like,
That's all you got? All right, we got one more.
Shit.
I'll call my
you know,
dad.
I
like
can
when
Hail
the,
Mary my guy.
when the plane lands and people
Or I can
stand
call my
up.
dad. Up to you.
Let's get your dad on.
All right.
I'd be anxious to hear what your dad said.
Yeah. I don't know. He's going to be like diabetes.
Hate having diabetes.
Probably not going to.
Hello?
Hey, you're live on the Three Dudes podcast.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. We got one quick question for you. We'll save your expert history witness episode for another time, but we're creating a bracket of people's biggest pet peeves, and we're calling 12 people. So you need to come up with one pet peeve. Try to make it specific. What is your biggest pet peeve?
Man, biggest pet peeve? Oh man, that's put me on the spot.
Yeah.
People who do not flush the toilet after they pee.
Just pee, no poop?
Yeah, you can leave turds in. That's fine.
After they poop, but a lot of people forget to do it when they pee sometimes.
All right. You want to lock that in as your final answer?
I guess so, yep.
All right. I love it. Thanks for your input. Peace out.
You guys want to hear
That's
lats?
pretty specific. What's that?
You want to hear lats?
An honorable mention?
Yeah, we already
Unless
got.
we got a
do we
play-in
got-
game?
We got 12, right?
Unless it's really good.
Yeah, we could throw it in there. I don't know who we're going to cut. They'd be pretty upset if we cut him out.
Yeah.
Listen to the show and we cut him.
You are live on the Three Dudes podcast right now.
What noise was that?
We are asking people, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Liam Owens.
That's great. Seems to be a unanimous answer.
Yeah, that's
Is
a
that
good
your,
answer. Lock it in.
Final answer?
Yes.
All right. That's
Cool.
respectable. Thanks.
All right.
That's a good end to the show right there.
Great. Appreciate it, dude.
You know what? I'm going to laugh a little bit harder today at that one.
Yeah, I know.
If it was next week, I'd be like, yeah, whatever.
This
lame
guy's a
answer.
dick.
But that was a great one. Cool. All right. That is the bracket challenge. That is the, whatever. That's the people we call it.
It's
the
going on
bracket challenge.
Facebook or what? Or something?
Yeah, we'll put it everywhere. If you follow us, awesome. If not, we'll talk about it on the show too, if you're only listening to the show. So, peace out, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you maybe give us some feedback if you did like the old calling, awesome. If you thought that was a nice little fart over there. If you did not like that and you're like, that was lame, I couldn't get through that part, then let us know and we'll never do that again. That is episode 87. We'll see you guys next week.